Okay, nerds, welcome to another vintage video, and today I thought I'd try and play some survival of the fittest. So, busted card where we get to pay a green to discard a creature, tutor another creature into our hand, and that's it, yeah. So 2 mana enchantment, tutor through your deck. The main aim with this is to discard a bunch of lizards into play, bringing back all the vengevines. So if you can make enough mana, you can discard a bunch of vengevines, and then on the last couple, go and find some lizards. Um, Last one gets a hollow one, dump everything, and produce a bunch of power. We've got a wonder in here, because we can discard a wonder with our tropical islands. And take to the skies, that's quite nice. Noble Hierarch to produce some mana. Elvish Spirit Guides to produce some quick mana. A couple of squeeze for those grindy games where we might need to just accrue some card advantage with our survivals. Alright. And then we've got a few hate pieces as well. I've got 3 Collector Roofs for Jewel. I've got 3 Thalias. I don't think Thalia is very good at the moment, but I'm struggling to find something else. Like, I don't like the idea of Archon in this list when we're trying to put Vengevines into play. 1 Containment Priest. Pre-board against Oath and Dredge, because Oath I can't imagine we're beating in our 29 creature deck. And then, yeah, some blue power with Walk Ancestral, Misstep as well. And then beyond that, we've got 18 lands, a full suite of Moxen. 4 of those are obviously Bazaar of Baghdad. I haven't got any red lizards, I probably should, but I haven't. And that's going to be the plan. Post board, we've got 3 more Containment Priests, another Vigor. So for artifacts, we've got another Vigor, not another Vigor, another Oof, 3 Energy Fluxes, 4 Vigors, and then we've got 7 Dredge cards. Of note, weakness to this deck is we have actually no way to remove a frog in this 75. I couldn't quite figure out how I wanted that. I wanted to destroy artifacts. I'm not sure why I was so attached to that, but yeah, we haven't got one. Maybe we could register a plow or something. I was looking at like creatures that exile creatures on ATB, but like I don't know, Skyclave Apparition is such a bad card, right? That it's so hard to get it into play. Fun lands, no libraries today, but I do have a Riftstone Portal and 2 Cradles. So we'll see how we get on. And yeah, just take Survival for a spin. See you for round 1. Okay, so first hand's an interesting one, right? We've got a turn 1 Collector Roof, which turns on our Cradle. But that's all it does. There's no powder in this list, so we need to be a lot more open to non-Bazaar hands, I think. Well, not I think, we do have to be. So, if we knew we were against Dual Shops, I think you could keep this hand, but I don't know Theme or Thim, and I don't know what they're playing, so I'm going to ship it. If they're on Dual, then unlucky us. This has got a turn 1 survival with backup, right? So I think we just go Savannah, Spirit Guide. I'm going to put Wander on the bottom, so I can tutor for Wander later if I want to. If they look like they need to be oofed, they can be oofed. They don't look like they need to be oofed off the bat, do they? So, and if this is a turn 1 Ancestral, which it's not, so let's just go Savannah, Survival, hope it gets through. Maybe I'm supposed to bait with Collector Roof. Oh no, they've got nothing. Okay. That's exciting for us. No Lurus revealed, but a Scalding Tarn. So does that mean like Doomsday? Doomsday wouldn't be a barrel of laughs actually either, would it? Oh dear. Oh dear. Flusterstorm goes, yeah, it doesn't look like I'm a Flusterstorm relevant deck, does it? But I do have this Misstep. Time Walk? Okay then. So it looks like we're just going to get turn 2'd and that's going to be that. Yeah, would Collector have been better? Maybe. Paying costs. A Duress. Well, I'll Misstep the Duress, I guess. Because, I will. And then they go Lotus and we die. Cool. So Collect Roof would have been cracked. But now we know. Not just a grief. Oh, thank goodness. Oh no, so they are doing... So I think they might be one of the Doomsday decks from Japan. I think that had a single grief in it. They take our Collect Roof. We have to come up with something reasonable. I don't know what reasonable is in this spot, though. I don't know what that would look like. Windswept Heath. Oh god, we need our deck list. So what can we tutor for? Literally nothing here. Thalia? But I can't even get into Thalia, can I? This turn? Yeah, I can't get anywhere. So I'm going to just play Windswept Heath and pass the turn. And we pray. And then we go from there. See if they... But what if they're just like... Oh no, so they are Doomsday. Okay. I was about to say, what if they're just like a scam deck, right? None of this is unreasonable, scammy stuff. No attacks with grief is interesting. I'm going to fetch probably just a trop, I guess. Yeah. And then I'm going to discard Vengevine. Oh, I'm going to discard Vengevine. And get a Vengevine. And then discard Vengevine. And get a Lizard. Lizard into hand. Draw step. Hollow one's a cracker. So I can play my Misty. Just go and get another land of some variety. I don't think it matters at this point, does it? Oh, there's a Bayou in the deck still. That's funny. I did have a Deathrite Shaman for a while. Oh well. We'll just get... They could be a Wasteland deck, so let's get another Savannah. Oh no, let's get another Trop, because I'm going to use my Savannah now. And I'm going to discard a Lizard. I don't know if I'm going to have played enough creatures for Hollow One. But we're going to go and get a Thalia next. Thalia, Garden of Thraban. And then we'll just cast Thalia. Turn 4 double Vengevine and a Thalia isn't great, but it is something. Definitely going to be some pressure. And then if it doesn't look like we're doing anything next turn, we can just go and get a Wander and go into the sky, I guess. Do they have permission for Thalia? But I can tutor anything, can't I? I can tutor like a Containment Priest, and that will hedge us against Atraxas coming in. But if this resolves, then suddenly we're in like an actual position that could win. Because turn 1 hardcast Grief, or whatever it was, isn't particularly threatening for a game of Vintage, is it? Let's send. There's a Thalia in play. That's just a fact at this point. That's pretty cool. What's our sideboard like against Doomsday? What do we have? Literally nothing, right? Yeah, my sideboard's abysmal, isn't it? Oh well. So Vengevine dies. This now means that something like Thoracle Console is now 4 mana play. Because we need to activate Survival, we haven't got any Wastelands, any Strip Mines, anything like that. And they've got a Gataxian Probe and they see a Hollow One. So, okay, a Lizard. So, I can just probably win here, right? Let's discard a lizard and get a vengevine. They conceded the game. Yeah, so we can get vengevine, 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 hollow one, cast 2 hollow ones, attack them with 4 vengevines, something like that. I don't know what to do against this deck, so I'm going to bring in this, and I'm going to bring in these vigors. I'm going to drop the containment priest for now. Is there anything else I don't want? Squeeze probably a bit slow. We probably don't need 2 of those. 63. Wander, no reason to go to the sky against a deck with playing a singleton grief. I like the Thalias, I think they're very good. I need 2 cuts from this nonsense though. What if we just drop the other squee actually? And just say our triggers, those triggers don't matter. No, 'cause it's I think we could, but it's just going to turn into one of those games where, oh, I really need that squee, you know? Squee to build up cards. No, I'm going to drop a squee, and I'm actually just going to drop a Collector Reef. I think 3 is fine. It's not amazing against Doomsday. I think Thalia is better. I don't think I've got much luxury going on. So this is definitely a keep, right? Turn 1 double Collector Reef with a Hierarch. If they grief us, we still got turn 1 Collector Reef. So we'll keep this, hope to not get turn 1, and hope that the Collector Reefs make their pile annoying enough that hope the Collector Reefs make the pile so annoying that we can survive, sort of thing. Where there's no leyline from them, we could easily get tabernacled here. So let's go Misty, Lotus, Pearl. Tap Pearl, crack Lotus for green, and cast a Collector Reef. And then we'll cast a Collector Reef. And then I think I might just still roll out the Hierarch. No, what if I get griefed though? Then I want to cast the Ancestral, don't I? Yeah, no, let's just call it there. I think I can still have Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale in hand, just because no leyline didn't really achieve much. One reason to play out the Hierarch actually is it means I get to keep Hierarch and Collector Reef alive. Nice. No good cards there. Underground Sea. Time Walk. Okay. Do I want to Ancestral now? I guess so. I should have probably Ancestral in their upkeep. I was just thinking about Tabernacles, which may not even be relevant to this game, to be honest with you. It's just Ancestral now. So if it gets countered, it gets countered. And it just gets through. Nothing good in terms of lands here, though. That's an Undercity Sewers. Into Ponder. So they're digging. I'd love to resolve this Thalia. Because they'll still be able to kill us. It's not like a complete lock, but it does help, doesn't it? I wasn't expecting Thalia to be particularly good, because I'm just a bit concerned about Bowmen, but if we're going to face Doomsday, then it's probably the best card in my deck. I still find it funny that I forgot to take the Bayou out. Paying costs. Fatal Push, my dude. Okay. Sure. Land? Bazaar. I guess that is a land. Let's activate the Bazaar then. And let's get rid of Lizard, Vengevine, Vigor. I'm going to hold the Spirit Guide, because the Spirit Guide can pay. Let's just dump everything here, though. Attack for 6. These are my creatures. So the Spirit Guide can pay for, like, Hollow on Collector Reef, or Hollow on Vengevine, I guess, and then I play Thalia from hand. and let the collector roof go. Scalding Tarn, isn't it? But there's no hate pieces in play at this point. Thassa's Oracle plus thing, yeah. That's annoying. Oh no, hang on, I think they're looking. Oh, they're just blocking? I guess they've got to. Yeah. Puts a card on top of their library. Well, get wrecked, son. No Tabernacle. I think I'll activate looking for that white source. I did not find a white source. I did find a Time Walk, though. So we'll go for that. Cast this. And they've got 3 cards in hand, which isn't very many. So once my computer stopped lagging, I'll be able to attack with all the non-hierarch creatures. Ding, 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 ding. They're going to block something and take 7. And then we walk. Do you have a Force of Will? They have a Flusterstorm. Flusterstorm postboard's genuinely a bit annoying, if I'm honest with you. But hey ho. Let's hope their 2 cards don't kill us, or their 3 cards don't kill us. So if I'd Thalia'd, would that have been better? Who can possibly say? I need to remove the stack abilities for the Collector Roof here. 4 mana, 3 cards. There's very easy kills from here, right? Just Ritual Gush is a kill. Not Ritual. Doomsday Gush is a kill from here. Doomsday. Any Doomsday is a kill, yeah. But they've lost. We've won. Survival of the Fittest. Okie dokie, that's game 2, round 2. We've got theme again, so just the redraw. However, they are on the play this time, which might have been true last time, actually. We've got a double Bazaar of Baghdad aggressive draw. So we're going to try and use that to kill them as fast as we can. If we can draw into a Thalia, we've got like a turn 2 Thalia, maybe even a turn 1 Thalia, to be honest with you, knowing our opponent's deck. Turn 1 Thalia or turn 1 Collector Roof is probably better than 5 power, if we're honest with ourselves. The second Bazaar here is probably very discardable for us because they're not going to waste it. We don't have like the big engine of like 8 squeeze, right? We've just got the 2 of them, just like a little smattering. So it's unlikely that we need multiple Bazaar activations in a turn, unless everyone's hellbent and everything's going wrong, and we can just ditch cards. But there's only 4 lizards and 4 vengevines, right? There's not a lot going on in this deck, sort of thing, for the Bazaars. So yeah, it's kind of like I don't know. It looks to me like a Selesnya Hate Bears deck with only 6 Hate Bears and some engine. We're going to keep this hand on the draw. One thing with this deck is we're very easily going to get turn 1'd by people like Doomsday, right? Because our deck is so bad. Bad is the wrong word, but it's just not particularly built to face this sort of crap. So let's see what they've kept and go from there. Okay. Opponent has selected 5 of their best. But that makes me think that they've noticed the matchup, noticed my deck's horrible, and that they just have to go turn 1 Doomsday kill you. No, turn 1 Ponder. Okay. Oh, I do have plays. That's funny as fuck. Cool. So they've got a Ponder, and hopefully it was just a mulligan to 5 because their hands were bad, not a mulligan to 5 because they couldn't find a fast kill. Fast kill is exactly what they need here. Because what, I killed them like turn 3 and turn 4, right? In game 1. Containment Priest, isn't it? So we're going to roll in there with the Bazaar of Baghdad. And I will play a turn 1 Collector Reef, that's for sure. So Squee, Lizard, Priest can go, I think. And then, as I like to do, I'm going to lead on Hollow One. And I do this in Dredge as well. I lead on Hollow One to eat the Force of Will out of their hand. And then you play the kind of hateful piece after that. In Dredge, it's usually Grief. In matchups where we need to fight a Grief sort of thing. In matchups where Grief is more important. Against Doomsday, for example. Grief is more important because you want to take their piece because you need to buy the time. Same sort of concept here. A Hollow One doesn't really do anything against Doomsday. Whereas the Collector might do. But here it looks like they've just got Ritual Fetch, Doomsday, and then do they have the insta-kill? It's going to be hard to have the insta-kill, right? Yeah, it's going to be difficult. Because they've made a land drop. Their artifacts don't work. So if we can just draw one more piece of something. Like a Spirit Guide is cracked. Cradle is cracked. Right, because those two cards kill on the spot due to the Lizard. So I think it's going to be untap, pick up Squee, take a draw, activate looking for Cradle, and then the opponent will be at 9. And they need to come up with a... I mean, the pile's really easy, right? Next turn, it's just... If they survive, it's just untap, draw, gush, gush into Thoracle and win. And that's 3 cards gone. If we can reanimate a Vengevine, that will also work, but that's probably longer odds at this point than just finding a Cradle or a Spirit Guide. So, yeah, they can't win now. Opponent's at 9. So, we've presented 7. Yeah, cool. I'm sure there's like lots of intricacies to their pile, but a basic pile of draw, gush, gush, cast, gush, draw ancestral, cast ancestral, play a land. That all sounds quite simple, doesn't it? If you ask me. We don't have the wasteland to take them off of anything. Maybe it's supposed to be like a time walk pile. I guess it's got to be an ancestral pile, right? I don't know. I don't play Doomsday. I am tempted to at some point, but yeah. Okay, said Doomsday has resolved. Opponent is choosing pile. And there's no gush. So yeah, they've come up with a gush pile. They're at 9. Paying some costs. They've got a ponder. So I wonder what you ponder into. Maybe ponder into grief to take my hand away? No, nothing. Okay. Just a ponder. I get my squee back. I draw a wonder. That doesn't really do anything, does it? So let's activate the bazaar. Find a sapphire that I cannot use. It's a vengevine though. So we'll discard wonder, squee. Wonder, vengevine, and squee, I guess. And then what? I'm flipping the other bazaar into exactly lizard hollow one to bring that back. Or double spirit guide. Double spirit guide doesn't do it because I won't have enough cards. Yeah, lizard hollow one, lizard, lizard. Bayou Savannah. So we'll make them play out the pile, but Very unlikely that we get another turn here. Just as we said, Gush Thoracle is the kill. They play a land. They play a Time Walk, sure. Also works. And we're dead. And they gush down to 0. Okay, so they've only got one Fittest Oracle. I don't know what the other cards are doing, but cool, we lose. That's a bit more how I was expecting this to go, to be honest with you. So I bought in Vigors last time, and then I kept 3 use, didn't I? What did I cut? The Squeeze and the Wander. Oh, Containment Priest can go. So I'll bring in a Collector Roof. Did I play Containment Priest post board last time? I don't think so, but I think if we play this matchup for the whole league or whatever, that's going to be how this goes quite a lot. Just yeah, we present some stuff, but it's just not quite enough. Thalia is going to be way better than Collector Roof in this matchup for us. But fading those turn 1 kills is going to be a big problem. A big problem, yeah. Okay, so on the play for game 2 this round, this is a banger, isn't it? I'll keep this. Probably still supposed to lead on Bazaar though, right? Just discard Lizard. Bayou Bazaar. Or Lizard Ruby Bazaar. So we're going to present 5 power on turn 1. And then we're going to go from there. Discarding the off-color Moxen because I just don't know if I need it so much. Opponent's kept 7, which is really poor for us. I'm going to hold the Sapphire because I am. I could get tabbed. I'll play the Sapphire. I don't know if I like that. I think I'd rather just get tabbed, to be honest with you. They have a Sapphire 2. They probe me to see a survival. They now know that nothing's up. But I think this, the way we're supposed to play next turn is to activate to try and find that Thalia. And they find a DT, which will get them Lotus, which might even get them a Doomsday this turn. And then if it does, they can just do the same as last game, where they just build a pile of land, Time Walk, Gush Oracle, right? We're not going to be able to interact with that too much. So let's go untap, draw. We'll activate the Bazaar first of all, because I'd love a Thalia. I don't find one. Let's discard a Misty and a Bayou. And then, do I want to deal damage, or do I want to play a Survival of the Fittest? I guess it's better to play a Survival of the Fittest. It would be so much better to play my Foothills and fetch a land that can cast Thalia. And then we're going to get him for 5. And then the game will end. So that's cool. I think they know the Foothills as well, don't they? So, don't know what happened there. But Ancestrals himself. Okay, so DT for Ancestral. So they kept like a slower DT hand then. They've now got 9 in hand, so. I'm unsure about their keep if this is the plan, you know? Or maybe they're just like really careful about where they send their Force of Will. because they know I've got Thalia in my deck at this point. And this will be a fine spot for Ritual Doomsday as well. They can do it all as well, so they can... Okay, so no. Oh no, it wouldn't be a fine spot for Ritual Doomsday. That would literally kill them. Okay. No, I'm wrong. So I'd like to draw a creature spell. I did. So how do we play? They've got 7 cards. They're at 12. So if I go Foothills, fetch, discard, Hierarch, activate Bazaar of Baghdad. So Foothills, Hierarch. Well, Foothills, discard Hierarch to survival. Activate the Bazaar of Baghdad. Get Thalia and hope that that flip finds a Vengevine. I think that's the play, isn't it? Well, the Vengevine doesn't do anything at that point. Is there anything better than just finding a Thalia here? Discard Hierarch. Get Vengevine. Discard Vengevine. Get Hollow One. That doesn't do anything either. So we'll get a Savannah. We'll go for this Thalia plan. We're going to hold priority, hopefully. My keyboard is connected. We're going to hold priority. Flip. Activate this with the Trop. Flip the Bazaar in response. I'm going to collect a Leaf and a Vengevine. How much damage is that? That's lethal, right? No, because I haven't cast another creature spell. So I just needed one more green, is that correct? Let's look at this, because I've not cast a creature yet, right? So if I get a lizard, we're going to get a Vengevine. No, I can't get there, right? But I can get lizard, discard lizard, cast Hollow One, paying with Sapphire. That triggers the Vengevine. I attack for 9, opponents at 3. I think that's worse than Thalia, isn't it? If we're honest with ourselves. Yeah, I'm just going to get Thalia. Cast Thalia. They've got a Force of Will. I couldn't find a line there. Opponents at 6. 6 cards in hand. And then they're just going to have it. I wonder if there's a line that I missed. Just a green short, I think. I think I'm just a green short. They're still cantripping though. Yeah, if that Sapphire was the Emerald, then I think we win. Because it's just discard Hierarch, get Vengevine, discard Vengevine, get Lizard, discard Lizard, get Hollow One. They cast a Walk. And then... And it's still not even enough Vengevines, is it? Discard. Get Vengevine, discard. Get Vengevine. Yeah, no, that wouldn't have done it. That still wouldn't have been it. Okay, fine. However, here they have a Doomsday with 4 cards in hand. So it looks like we're going to get slaughtered. Well, we have to, otherwise... Then the thing with putting them to 3 would have meant that Street Wraith wasn't a way into their pile. Or 2 even. But 2's still enough to cast Doomsday with. They're putting a probe in their stack, which is really strange to me. Opponent falls to 3 post Doomsday. Let's see if they've been bringing in ley lines. What's their sideboard plan like? Yeah, they brought in the ley lines in the Tabernacles. They just haven't had them. Well, there's only 1 ley line here, so maybe that's the problem with their hands. It's been 3 ley lines. So this line would have... The vengevine line would have worked against this pile. Obviously, they can make another pile, can't they? Or maybe they can't, based on the strength of their hand, sort of thing. So we lose. Even matches against Doomsday, but I think that second match is much more how you should expect it to go based on the configuration of this deck. Okay, so round 3, we're up against Surgitor, who in my mind is like a bit of a like shops gamer, but you know, people can change decks. That's also fine. I'm gonna keep this hand. This looks fun, right? We play our Hierarch and never draw another creature. Seems pretty good. Or do I just lead turn 1 survival off of a Spirit Guide? Okay, so we're just getting jeweled into the ground. So we need to top deck a Lotus, really. Bazaar of Baghdad. If I Bazaar, how can I ever get into a... How can I ever get into a Collector Reef? I don't think I can. So if I go turn 1 survival and then hold there. No, that still doesn't do it, does it? So this turn 1 Hierarch is the play. Turn 2, activate, discard the Spirit Guide, hopefully discarding something else, get a Collector Roof. Hopefully we draw another creature next turn that we can filter through to put a Collector Reef into play, right? That would work. Discard. Well, play. I have to draw another creature next turn, don't I? Because I haven't put the Survivor into play this turn. Four mana makes the 1 ring. Cool, cool. I don't know why I'm yielding. I've got a misstep. Throw it to 4 cards. And they're passing again. Let's hope they don't have a Force of Will, because I can't beat that. A Wonder. Nice. So I still don't have it, do I? So if I go survival, and then I still can't get to Collector Roof, which is a real problem. What if I activate Bazaar of Baghdad? Discarding Wonder and Survival. If I hit a Lizard off of that, then I still can't get there because I wouldn't have played my Cradle. I kind of don't want to show them the... I kind of don't want to show them the collector roof before I pass the turn again, though. So Cradle, Exile Spirit Guide, discard Wander, get collector roof. That's all I've got. That's all I can find. Maybe that's still the play though. But I can do that. If I'm doing that, I can still activate Bazaar this turn, can't I? Because I can't get to anything else, but I need to keep the Wander in hand for a second. Thalia. Is Thalia worth coming off of stuff for me? Survival, Misstep. I've just played a land. So no, but I can discard Wander. So I keep Misstep, discard Savannah. So nothing really changed. I know I've just discarded my Savannah for Thalia, but my plan is that Thalia is actually going to be a collector roof in a moment. But opponent is going to draw a bunch of cards, and we're not really getting anywhere. I again don't know if I fucked that up and like missed a thing. But a dual opponent with 7 cards and 6 mana does not look like an opponent we're kind of beating, you know. I was just too slow to get to that collector roof. Okay, so they've stopped again, but that probably just means that they're going to. That probably just means that they're going to force a bull us, doesn't it? I'm not doing it now because I can just wait because it doesn't cost anything. Let's discard Vengevine. Get a lizard. Right? We need to flatten the whole route here, actually. Discard Vengevine, get a lizard. Discard lizard. Cast it, get a collector roof. Cast the lizard first. Get a Vengevine. Cast Survival. Exiling Spirit Guide. Discarding Vengevine. Collecting Collector Roof. Play Cradle. Tap Cradle. Cast Collector Roof. I should have flipped into a third Vengevine there, actually. I'm pretty sure they're just going to have a Force of Will in this spot. They've drawn so many cards and cast so few spells. It's really hard for them not to have a Force. But we did miss a flip here on the Bazaar of Baghdad, which could have brought back a third Vengevine, which, you know, would have put them to 5 to 3, making the Ancient Tomb difficult, which would have restricted mana in some way. That's if we get forced here. I assume we do, but now we've just got some flying lizards, which is quite cool, if you ask me. Survival does give good, like, good thoughts and feelings, you know, where it's just like, oh, they've just conceded. Wow. No force. What the hell are they holding? Just POs? Just like 5 POs and a Mox Jet or something? They've got 5 cards in hand. Force of Will and 3 workshops? I've got no idea. Wild. Anywho, these are my artifact hate cards. Don't need Containment Priest. Don't think we care about Thalia, right? Against the workshop deck. No. And then Wonder possibly matters against Wormcoil Engine. One of the squeeze. The misstep will stay due to the other card that they play. I'm going to get rid of the Wonder. No, I need the Wonder because I need to go over the Wormcoils. Come on. 3 cards to cut from here. Misstep will go. I've changed my mind. I like the fast mana. I like all the fast mana, I think. 2 cuts from here. Maybe Hierarchs are bad, but then that's not many creatures at that point, is it? So maybe Wonder. Reverted back. Wonder killed them with Energy Flux. Lizards, Oofs, Survivals. Can I trim a Survival? No, I'll just trim the final squee. I don't love it, but that's what I'm going to do. And I've always... Yeah, Survival gives you good, like, vintagey thoughts while still playing, the Bazaar. Because a lot of the fun of these Eternal formats, like Vintages and Legacy, is how do I use my tutors, right? And Survival is just like that on steroids. So... Or like that's one of the elements of fun that you can get from these formats. So here we've got the classic play my Riftstone Portal, cast my Collector Reef, have no mana. Looks like the opponent's going to hit us with a turn 1 Haymaker though. They kept 7. Seems hard for them not to. It's the 1 ring. So they're going to be on 5 cards. Yeah, I've got 4 at the moment, 5 now they've activated. Any other mana source would be the dream, really. Force of Vigor. Okay, well, let's cast a Mox Emerald then. Play a Riftstone Portal, cast a Collector Reef. And that's just in. That's just in play. Just rocking and rolling. We've got Force of Vigor to pitch to kill their Argentum Masticore. They have a 3 mana artifact card, Pithing Needle. That will die. That will die nicely. Yeah, all that excitement about Riftstone Portal, and we just, play it, put it into play. So they have found themselves a blue source. We're going to go to their end step and hope that this isn't what they're working with. I think I still have to kill that Needle, though. Needle and Grim, I guess. Maybe that's really poor form, actually. But if they've got the Force of Will, they've got the Force of Will. So if they've got the Argentum Masticore, they'd still be able to counter that sort of thing. Do I just play Bazaar here, or do I go Windswept Heath into Hierarch? Attack for 3. Let's activate the Bazaar. Try and line something up for next turn. It's a survival of the fittest, which makes me regret everything. I guess I come off the Hierarch then. Or maybe I just discard the survival actually when we play a Bazaar game. Yeah, I think that's better. Get in for 2. I don't know if that's correct, but that's what I've done. Blue mana Ancestral. Good grief. Okay. Ancient Tomb. Tinker for Wormcoil. Tinker for Masticore. Tinker for Wormcoil. Okay then. I regret everything. Grim Monolith, sure. That seems better again, doesn't it? Kill your Wormcoil, kill your Grim. Because that makes this tradable. At least. With the vengevines and stuff. 6 more mana. Coveted Jewel. Okay. Coveted Jewel doesn't do anything in terms of mana production. It's just draw 3 cards. 2 lands, draw 3. That's really annoying. So we'll fetch the Trop here. And then we'll flip the Bazaar. Hitting an Energy Flux. And then we'll upkeep Bazaar as well. Hit some cards which were not useful, not useless. Some Mox Jets, that will give us Bazaar equity next turn. Boy can't attack. Opponent's got 4 cards. I think even with Collector Roof, we're not going to do enough here. In they come. Oh, just the one, that's really weird. So we draw. We activate Bazaar. Yeah, I regret not holding that survival earlier. But then I also think I would have pitched the survival to play to get the other card out of here, sort of thing. This looks like a sinking stupor. There's a PO, okay. It's interesting, isn't it, the different games that Jewel can present. I don't think the deck's particularly interesting. Let's start there. But I don't know. The other day I played a turn 1 Null Rod against Jewel and they did nothing for the whole game. So there's the sinking stupor, and now we die. Okay. I'm not gonna watch them play this out. Anything else I want? Do I want that misstep back in? No, I think I'm happy with how it's set up. I just need to have them have a shitter hand and have my disruptive piece be a better disruptive piece. So, but here I just don't have anything. Oh well, we're still gonna work. We're still gonna keep this Foothills Ruby oof and pray. Cast the Ruby. Play the Foothills and get a Trop. And then we'll cast Collect Roof. We've got a Vigor to fight back with. They've got a Force of Will. Pitching a Time Walk. So we have got a Vigor to fight back with, but that's not particularly great. Because then we'll be on 2 cards. So Sapphoric Springs? They've got an Ancestral. Holy fuck. Whatever that card is. I'll play a Hierarch. I'll play a Gaia's Cradle. I'm not sure where I stand on cycling Hollow 1 here. Maybe it's great because it draws me to like fluxes and other nonsense. I mean, if they're just going like blue source, then maybe we're okay. I'm going to cycle it. I don't think I'm casting Hollow 1 this game. Look at that, Collector Roof. Let's cast a Lizard. Let's cast a Collector Roof. That's in. Do I just cast a Spirit Guide at this point? Probably. Because I can now hardcast a Vigor in the future. If they've just got Dismember, then I hate it. They don't have Dismember. This has been an interesting opener from them. Very controlling rather than particularly proactive and powerful, right? Maybe they just saw it and went, I've got Ancestral and an answer to a Collector Roof, so screw it. But mono blue source control could be a Hull Breacher over there, so we're not going to be sending the Oof in, I'm afraid. I'll play the Trop. I'll send with... This is more, isn't it? Yeah. I'll send with these two. To not play into the Hull Breacher. And yeah, we could be losing points of damage, but I think losing points of damage is fine. Up against this. The One Ring is going to fog them for a turn. They've got a Pissing Needle, which I'll use to name something. But I don't think that matters to us too much. They name Bazaar anyway, but... Maybe this is one of those ones where... Maybe this is the deck where we should have put like Questing Beast in the sideboard, right? Because if I had a Survival and I draw a creature, I can shoot it for a Questing Beast and counter the One Ring. That might be an interesting piece of tech, actually, to consider going forwards. So that's an Urza Saga. That's something that kind of needs to be beaten if we can. And they've got the Wormcoil Engine here. So we're going to go ahead and Vigor these two. Dink, dink. And that's a Vengevine, which I'm kind of into, actually. So... Cast Vengevine. Attack with just Vengevine, I presume. Trades with Death Touch creature. Cast Time Walk. Cast or hold? I presume hold due to the nerd over there. We'll attack with Elvish Spirit Guide. So that's going to exalt into the Lifelinker. And the Lizard can trade with the Lifelinker on the way back, if that's what they try and do. No, so... Wormcoil completely dealt with, which is nice. I'm going to hold this Lizard because I might be able to reanimate a Vengevine later. And if I top deck a Survival, the Lizard's game over. They've got 4 cards though. And we are at the point in the game where they can just start spitting Wormcoils at me continuously, sort of thing. But it looks like they've got no plays. That could mean they're just holding up a hardcast Force of Will. Could mean they're going for an end step PO, or it could mean they've got a Hull Breacher in hand. We draw Windswept Heath, which isn't what I dreamed of. I'm going to attack with a Basking. He will Exalt. And we'll get through blockers first. I think I might be being a bit too nitty on the Collector Reef's attacks at this point. Do I play this Windswept Heath? Yeah, I think so. Sink my guy and kill me. Seems good. So we get a Vengevine next turn, but there's a very good chance we don't get a next turn, you know? They've got 7 cards, a billion mana. They can make more cards with Mina Mana Mo. But yeah, it looks like we're just going to die here. Maybe I was a bit too cautious with my Collector Roof, but I feel like making them have the Dismember or the Sink is better than asking them to have Dismember, Sink, or Hull Breacher. Maybe I'm wrong. PO's for 1 million. Just not a fast enough clock, right? Yeah, it's turn 8. Yeah, not a fast enough clock at all. And they're just playing everything now. They've got the One Ring back, so that's going to guarantee them another turn after this. They didn't draw with Minimo a minute ago, which is interesting. Pithing Needle's fine. I can name my Windswept Heath. I've yielded, I don't care. Basking Rootwaller into an Academy. Holy fuck. I mean, when you draw your whole deck, you will draw your restricted busted cards, right? So, and then they PO. And what is a vintage league without watching your dual opponent do it all, eh? Okay, cool. Right, let's go somewhere else. Yeah, okay, we lost. I think maybe I'm being a bit too nitty there and I missed 2 or 3 attacks, which could be the whole difference. But yeah, maybe slightly too conservative in that sense. Let's go to a new game. Okay, round 4 of Oda Japan against Oda Japan. Bleh. Round 4 with Survival against Oda Japan. We're on the draw. We've got a banger. We've got the misstep if we want it. It'd be nice if we can draw cards that are good to discard, so we don't give up too much info. Because if I just discard like 2 Squeeze and a Vengevine, our opponent's going to decide what like with Vengevine. Oh, maybe it's the mirror. Cracked hand for the mirror though. It's like Survival and then pitch it straight away. Okay, we're just dead. Just dead on turn 1. They get a house. 2 cards in hand. 20 life points. Probably Oath of Druids with the trop there. But we shall see. Just dead. Let's actually Bazaar of Baghdad, I guess. Vengevine, Squee. I guess the Savannah can go. Cast Hollow 1, cast Hollow 1, attack for 4 and pray. I will roll out the Sapphire here as well, I think. Why would I do that? Why would I roll out the Sapphire? What does that do for me? Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll hold it. Yeah, because I probably want to discard it next turn if I get another turn. So what do we need on top of their deck? Land, land. Strip Mine's not great for me. Strip Mine came from the top of the deck though, so that's their first land. My Bazaar is dead. And that's it. They've just got like a Force of Will on top of their deck or some shit. So we top deck Collector Roof. Top deck Survival of the Fittest. Cast Sapphire. They can't Force of Will me off the top. So what can I get? Vengevine. I can't get a lock, can I? I can't even get to Collector Roof. I can't get to Thalia because I discarded my Savannah. What one drops can I get? I can get like a Noble Hierarch, an Elvish Spirit Guide, Squee. I could just go Squee. What if I get a hollow one? I haven't discarded anything else this turn. I could just go Squee Hierarch, right? That doesn't do anything, so. I could get a Wonder. I'm going to put them to a low life total. They'll be at 4 after this turn. So maybe it is just get a Vengevine. Discard a Vengevine. Get something else. Get a Lizard to start the chain next turn. No, I'll just get another Vengevine. Just go for broke next turn. And assume that 2 hollow ones, 4 Vengevines is going to get around a 2 hollow ones, 4 Vengevines will get around a freaking Atraxa. Time Walk off the top's kind of fucked up actually. So that's a lot. I think I could have done this better. If this is Show and Tell Atraxa with a walk on the stack, that's horrifying. No, they're just going to the next turn, having fetched and shuffled. Their house is now all but dead, except for they can make land drops off of it. That's another land off the top. And then a concession, wow. Turn 1 house, but the rest of your deck is crap. That's quite cool. Bring in 4 Containment Priests, 4 Force of Vigors. The Collector Reefs, I think, are nonsense. Against Oath. Wonder just doesn't make a difference, right? Mental Missteps possibly just good enough. Thalia's on the draw are likely loose. So let's try this. Just 4 Containment Priests are our only hate bear, and the rest of it's aggressive nonsense and vigors. So we'll keep the misstep, although I think it only actually hits cantrips and ancestral. So maybe that's too bad actually. Maybe Thalia can be part of our plan. I think I'm going to cut a squee for a second Thalia actually, because turn 1 Thalia might just be able to delay a show and tell long enough. So on that last turn though, if I'd gone like, if I registered a Hogak, I could have got, so the first discard was whatever was in my hand, the squee. Get Vengevine. Second discard a Lizard, get Hogak. Hogak off of, I wouldn't have had the cards in graveyard, would I? I wouldn't have had the cards in graveyard for that. Never mind. Right, so this hand is wildly unplayable. Turn 2 survival into turn 3 activate survival 3 times is not winning a game against a vintage deck. Cool. So we'll go turn 1 Hierarch, cross our fingers. We'll keep this and put a lizard back. Maybe the lizard's back wrong. Maybe it's supposed to actually just be the walk. Underground Sea, Mox Ruby, passes. I'll get a Savannah and cast a Hierarch. Oh. Yeah, no, I need to get a Savannah and cast Hierarch, because if they kill my Hierarch, then I've still got the white source for the priest. The vampiric tutor. Well, I'm just going to be too slow here, aren't I? This is going to be vamp for show. And then they're going to show in an Atraxa. I don't think Containment Priest operates like this, does it? Oath of Druids, Oath of Druids. And if I can draw like a Spirit Guide here, it'll be insane. A Mox Pearl, perfect. So I can go Mox Pearl, Time Walk off this guy. They didn't fight that. Play Bazaar, activate Bazaar. Discard Root Waller by Bazaar. Cast Lizard. Cast Hollow One. Untap. I will play the Misty. And attack for 7. Opponent falls to 10. Oath Trigger is going to go onto the stack. And we are going to fetch. We'll get Tropical Island. And we'll cast our Containment Priest. Flip our Bazaar of Baghdad. Do you have a Force of Will? Oh, Ancestral Hollow One. Okay. No Force of Will for the opponent there, which means they're now kind of dead on board. Oh, they've got a long goodbye. Dismember. Fuck. And now we die. Okay. Fair play. And they've got some cards. They've got an Abrupt Decay in their deck as well. Flusterstorm as well. Portal to Phyrexia. Fuck me, I can't beat that. Cool. Next game. That went about as well as it can do for us, right? Do I want more Thalias? I feel like Thalia on the plays can be really cracked, isn't it? Maybe that's the joke here. Is that I'm supposed to be like, I don't really want to cut the survivals, but what if I do? What if I cut survival, cut squee, and just be like a crap Bazaar deck? I mean, I'm already one of those. Please don't. It might be too hard. What if I got Bazaars? No, that's horrifying. And this is just all mana denial and crap like that, right? So Spirit Guides are good for that. cut a lizard, cut a bazaar. Just really trim down on that effect. I've got bazaars, cradles, and a few survivals to make that dream happen. This is a turn 1 collector roof, but I don't think that's good enough. I think collector roof's just part of the plan sort of thing. I think it's the backup plan. Now I've just got infinite bazaars, which we'll keep. I'll put one back. Maybe I'll just go hierarch go. No, that's got to be shit. This hand's shit. What am I doing? I don't like any of this. I feel like this could have been a mulligan as well, but I've got the bazaar, so I'm just like a whore for it, you know. Let's go Savannah Hierarch to start with. The reason I trimmed this down was I wanted to be like a Selesnya Hate Bears deck, right? I just got a misstep, that's fine. My plan was to be like a bit more just in the way. Like mana denial creatures was the idea. They've got Oath of Druids. We'll walk and see what we draw. So we need to get back to green card Vigor or Containment Priest. So, or kill them with a big survival turn. Which is something that a top deck Lotus might be able to pull off, actually. Probes me to see a collector roof. But I have a survival of the fittest in play. So is it really a collector roof? No, it's actually a containment priest. The sage use my survival of the fittest, okay. I'll get a Bayou, why not? So let's activate this bazaar then. We'll ancestral ourselves. We'll draw a bunch of cards I can't cast. The idea is that these two shit 2 drops in my hand would have prevented this from happening, but apparently not. So I need like multiple containment priests, right? And I can't actually produce multiple containment priests against them because one of my savannahs is in my graveyard. My hierarchs are summoning 6. I need to find Mox Pearl is the only way I can produce multiple containment priests in a turn. Mox Pearl or Black Lotus. They play Gaea's Blessing to shuffle what? Vengevine and 2 lands into my deck. Sure, bro. Sure. And they play Tabernacle at Pendraveil. That's also fine. So what are they on? They're on 15. Do I just send? Discarding Vengevine. Collect Roof. Windswept. I'm dead to Force of Will, I'm dead to Dismember, I'm dead to Long Goodbye, I'm dead to everything, but I think that's the play. Yeah, if we fade the turn, then it's great. If we don't fade the turn, then we die. Sequencing it this way around so that we get the vengevine trigger. I would accept arguments that actually sequencing it this way around is poor form, but who knows. So that gets through for now. I can pay for all these cards. Cool Tabernacle. Just if they just untap and dismember it, untap and abrupt decay it, all this stuff, then we'll lose. It might be better to wait for one more mana so I can play Thalia as well and get in the way a bit, but oh well. Let's see if they've got something on upkeep. They have, yeah, so we lose. See what they get. They get the Atraxa. Yeah, and I don't think we'll play this out. We're just dead. So we'll see you for round 5. So final round against Aguanile 87. We're on the play with the old vintage survival. And I don't know what they play, so let's find out. Okay, we've got a weird one here. They've revealed a Lurus, we've revealed a turn 1 Hierarch. If the Hierarch gets countered, the game ends. If the Hierarch doesn't get countered or killed, we have an Ancestral Recall. Against Lurus, they're going to have 4 plows, so I think we're supposed to mulligan. And this is just cracked, right? Keep this, bin the Hierarch, pray for the Lizard. Rough game plan. Yeah. Yeah, rough game plan. So, okay, over to me. Play a Bazaar, pray for a Lizard or a Hollow One. Hit, nothing good. Discard Vengevine, Thalia. Go Mox Pearl, Mox Ruby Thalia. Was this all crap? What if I'd put the... If I'd put something else back, then I wouldn't have it in my hand now. Right, I've got one card in hand. They've got an island. Yeah, no, it's fine. Lurus of the Dream Den. So we'll draw a card. Riftstone Portal. Activate that. Hold Spirit Guide. Or hold Lotus. Let's hold the Lotus. But I will hold the Lotus. And get in for 2. I'm not sure. Underground Sea. No plays. Looks like a bowman. Smells like a bowman. It's going to be a bowman. Oh, it's a Black Lotus. Okay, cool. So unlikely to be a bowman then, in that case. Guy's Cradle. Yeah, I still think I ship it. But now if I like find a survival or something, it's really bad, isn't it? Fuck is this? So they do have the bowman. So I wonder why we're playing a Lotus here then. I mean, this couldn't have worked out better. This is the weirdest I'm still confused about their play. Do they just have like an ancestral behind or something? Well, I'm gonna attack you for 8 and have a Thalia. Force of Will's Thalia. Pitches Spell Pierce. 2 cards in hand for the opponent. Casts a Brainstorm, sure. Okay. I just feel like trade with Bowman. Like, just play the Bowman on my turn. Lurus, Lotus, Lurus, Lotus next turn's really good, right? Because you're killing the Thalia, so you just have it all, but never mind. I'm not in charge. So they just take it there. So they fall to 9. They wasteland my Bazaar, which means my Lizard doesn't pump itself unless I top. Oh, none. And they just bought a cat and left me with a Bazaar of Baghdad. So I attack for 11. They draw a card. Don't get me wrong, they're probably beating me, but... Walk blocks. Lizard pumps. Turn passes. Opponent at 2. They've got 4 cards in hand. One of them's a Lurus. So now they can play Lurus and strip me. And get a Lotus. So I need to top deck green again to have a relevant board presence. Yeah. Probes me with mana. Why? What's wrong with your wasteland? And then plays a Lotus? Yeah, plays a Lotus. So we know they're holding like a Bowman or something now, a second one. Because otherwise you'd bring back the Bauble if you didn't have any plays, right? So push. They still got to offer me a Bowmaster, which they can buy back next turn to kill my Lizard. 3 blue straight away. Makes dig through time if you exile everything. Yeah, okay, this is... Why do I have Bazaar of Baghdad in play? They've got 1 card, they're going up. I'm going to attack them. And they have to block with at least Lurus on Vengevine. I don't know if they've made a land drop yet. But I continue to have Bazaar of Baghdad in play. So if they block Vengevine on Lurus... No, because they're going to block Bowman, right? They have to block Bowman. But then that gives me an activation. That doesn't really do anything. Let's attack. Okay, so blocks and blocks. Pumps here. Everyone's dead. And I'll cast the Mox Jet. They got 3 cards. I still have a lot of problems, right? But it's all been a bit confusing to me, this game. I just had a Bazaar of Baghdad for so long. I know it's been kind of dead, but it's been my only green source as well. So it just seemed like we could have got away with killing my Bazaar earlier. They're going to draw cards. They're going to have 4 cards to make decisions with this turn. A frog's going to be horrible for us to try and come back from. If I untap with Bazaar, do I just wait on the priest? Probably. I'm not untapping with Bazaar now, though. Yeah, no, they found it. Okay. I think chilling out might be the play. Because I think I need to actually reanimate these vengevines. I can't cast that. But now green source is attack for 8, right? So we've got outs here. Any land. And the 2 vengevines come back in. Frog does not attack. They draw a card. They fetch first. Said dead to a vengevine. They get an Undercity Sewers. Bazaar of Baghdad. Sure. That's a green source. And the safest way of doing this is just by casting creatures, right? It doesn't run into Bowmaster. This doesn't run into my Vengevine triggers. So they can have a fatal push here. But then if they do, the frog's trading with a Vengevine, and suddenly I've got a big board. So I believe I can attack with my lizard as well. Yeah, that makes sense to me. They can have a Bowmaster, and that's problematic for us. Yeah. So that kills the lizard. But then they have to trade with a frog. And the 2 cards in hand. Or they've just got to line up double trump lock and take to the skies with the frog next turn and say a prayer. Because they're off of push now. Riftstone Portal's put in some work this game, hasn't it? So discard Wasteland, wow. So they're going for the double discard here. That's the only option, yeah. Force negation. It was not the only option, but... So they're going to go trade, keep the bowman in play. Next turn I'm attacking with a 2-2 and a 4-3, which is going to be, again, too much for them. They found another frog. But that's just chump blocks all the way across, right? All the way along. That's a tropical island, which I'll hold for a moment. I'll attack with both creatures because they can't actually kill the priest. Well, they can, but they'd die. So frog trumps, bowman watches and prays. Okay, interesting. And then now they need to draw another bowmaster, is that right? Both creatures come in. Bowman blocks. Opponent falls to -2. Okay, what a game. I was a bit confused in the mid game, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna bring in a collector reef and I'm gonna drop containment priest, and I think that's all I'm gonna do. I don't really care about vigor. I don't really care about energy flux. Yeah, no, this is fine. Containment priest doesn't beat Lurus, they're still casting it. So that's that. And then the rest of my cards are rubbish. So this is a cool hand. Keep this. Underground Sea. Vexing Bauble, sure. Don't you know I have mana? Activate Bazaar. And throw Lizard, Vengevine, Vengevine. Cast a Hollow 1 attack for 8. And then get tabbed. But then we can build towards other stuff here. Yes, please. Yes, please. And them dealing with the Vengevines will hopefully take some time. If they don't have exactly tab right now, hopefully the Vengevines buy some time. So that looks like a Bowmaster, doesn't it? I don't know if you've ever seen people play Bowmaster before, but this is what it looks like. We're going to get I imagine a tropical island. Or maybe it's supposed to be Savannah, because I've got Thalias in my deck. Polluted Delta. Do I want to activate in response to this Bowmaster? No, it's just a Fatal Push. Cool. Cool. Right, pushes my Vengevine, which gives us the ability to activate our Bazaar. Misstep doesn't do anything, so I'll drop Misstep, I'll drop Bazaar, I'll drop a Collector Zoo. And then we'll fetch... I might just fetch Basic Forest, actually. And then we've got Hierarch. And now it's back to us. And I can reanimate a Vengevine. So let's do that, I guess. Yeah, this is fine. This is all part of the plan. So damage happens there. Because the Vengevines are coming back in, right? We'll discard Riftstone Portal. Misty Rainforest. Elvish Spirit Guide. They hit a Vengevine, they hit a Vengevine. Collector Roof gets cast. And then if they crack their Bauble in response, we resolve a Hollow 1. But they force that, but that's fine. I have a Hollow 1, and I'm attacking you for 8 this turn. Dink dink. And Riftstone Portal's cracked against your Tabernacle. And you have to trade with one of my Vengevines. You've got 2 cards in hand. Tabernacle's rubbish. Bowmasters isn't doing anything. What a game. Mox Sapphire. I say what a game. If they cast Time Twister here, then yeah, what a game indeed. Blue, black. This looks like a desperate treasure cruise. End the game with a concentrate. Play an Urza's Saga. You've never looked more dead to me. Draw a card. Play a Cradle. Cast a Survival. Attack! They forcible the Survival. Good games. I'm pretty sure we've won here. I don't know what colourless card they can have in this spot, but Vintage is a place. And we win. And we go 2 and 3, which is so far above expectation for this deck. Beat Doomsday round 1. Got crushed by Oath and Duel. I think Oath, Duel, and Doomsday are the decks you don't want to play against, right? And then yeah, winning the Lurus match at the end there. So that was fun. Is Vintage Survival back? I don't think so. I think you could build this in many different ways, right? I always want to do survival leagues, but I have this thing where I reach the point in the survival, toolbox ideas where suddenly I'm registering a foundation breaker in Vintage, and that's when I put my survival deck down. So I evaded that trap. I think my sideboard could be better. We could play some mind breaks for Doomsday and that sort of nonsense. But no, that was fun, and I'll see you again.